everyone. You have a very wide angle today because I'm looking at my shelves as I'm trying to clean up my house, and I am so sick and tired of seeing them like this. So we are going to do an unhaul, and I'm going to kind of do a speed up version of this. I'm going to pull books off my shelves and hopefully it'll work out. Now, as I said, I'm cleaning house and I have a load of laundry in, so when that beeps, I'll be leaving to go quickly do that. But we're gonna quickly go through and do an unhaul. I have my classics shelf here. I have a nonfiction shelf, which I'm gonna probably go through, see if I wanna pull anything off. Because honestly, I have books on my floor. I have books all underneath my feet here, which is where, it's like my pile of shame essentially, but they belong on a shelf. I have piles over there. I have piles just everywhere. I also have a historical fiction shelf in another room, so I need to go through that. And I have my Christian fiction shelf, which is just behind the camera now, so I need to go through my shelves and really just like purge. And you might not be able to see from over there, but I have like books on the outside of all my shelves, and it's driving me nuts. So we're doing an unhaul for my end of the year unhaul. I do have a pile of books that I'm planning on getting rid of. So I'm gonna add to that pile and we're just gonna go with it. And at the end, I'll go through all the books I've pulled. I'm gonna get rid of two of Leanne Moriarty's books that I haven't read yet, but I'm collecting them in hardback edition, the ones I like. So I'll get rid of these and I'll get them on or library books until I buy them physically if I enjoy them. So there's no point in me holding on to these two paperback copies for now. I'm also gonna get rid of this copy of Vanity Fair. I own another copy and I do not need a big, thick classic on my shelf if I already have another one of the same version, or the same book. We'll get rid of Robinson Crusoe. I own a small version and I don't need a giant copy, especially since I've never read it and I don't think I need a big illustrated version yet. I think I'm gonna get rid of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, or not Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, the complete illustrated Lewis Carroll collection. I'm never gonna read this complete illustrated one, I just accepted it. I only like Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. So we're gonna get rid of this. Which is Absent in the Spring and Other Novels, but I'm going to put Giant Spread on my to buy list so I don't forget to buy the last copy in this bind up that I've been waiting for. Same thing for this one. I will figure out which one I don't own in this omnibus and I will get rid of this Miss Marple collection that I am just keeping for the single volume or the single book. The poetry of Robert Burns. I couldn't really read it, so I'm gonna get rid of it. I'll be unhauling Robin Hood, which I read in November, and it was good, but I just didn't love it, and I'm not going to reread it. And actually, on the same vein, I'm not putting these books on here because I'm keeping those two. I will be getting rid of The Glass Castle, which I really enjoyed, but I will not reread, so I'm gonna get rid of this one after I talk about it in my wrap up for November. So I'll put that on a separate pile there. so I'll be unhauling that. Bonnet is something I enjoy by Liz Tolsma, but I'm not going to be rereading this. It's based on a true crime spree. I'm going to get rid of The Haunting at Bonaventure Circus by Jamie Jo Wright. I own 2 copies and I love this book, but I don't need 2 copies. Books here, so let's go through that. I'll get rid of this one. I was thinking I wasn't in the right headspace for this one, but I just probably will never be in the right headspace for that short story collection. I will keep this book, as I'm probably going to get my hands on the first book in that series. These 2 books I do need to read, not just get rid of. Let's see. Oh, this one is an unhaul for sure. This one is called Airways, and it was supposed to be on my September TBR, and I DNF'd it very quickly. Well, about 60, 70 pages, so not that quickly. And the rest of these books I am keeping. So at least 2 books out of that bag are gone. All right. Take up anything else from the shelf that I don't want to try first. So yeah, that'll be it for this, I think. And now we're gonna move to the next shelf. Okay, so this is my Christian fiction shelf, which is a complete and utter mess. You can't even really see the bottom shelves, so that's fun. Okay, to pull off books from here, I should probably start at the top. I don't know what to get rid of though. I've definitely culled this shelf a lot though over the years, and so I need to kind of be rough with myself. But for the books that don't belong on the shelf, I'm actually gonna get rid of How to Love by Katie Cotigno. I think I heard about this first from Books and Lala, and I bought it because it sounded good for my only kind of YA books I would read, but it's been sitting on my shelf for so long that I'm just going to unhaul it. No point in trying to read it anymore. Although I might try reading it in December and then I'll unhaul it after, because I don't think I'll keep it after that. So this was not a very tentative, like, last chance to read in 2021 kind of list. Not that I'm making one of those right now. Anyways, next we will, what do we unhaul? This, I've heard not great things about. The Austen Escape. And I have had very, very bad results with Jane Austen retellings. So I'm going to just save myself the struggle and unhaul it. So I don't have to deal with that. Moving on. Let's see. I have had this one for so long, which is a Jane Austen short story collection, and I don't really read short story collections. So I'm going to unhaul this because I don't think I'll ever pick it up. So we're just gonna get rid of that one. Okay, let's see. Oh, I feel like I should do a try chapter tag with all of these retellings, but Mr. Darcy's Little Sister, I don't know. The back doesn't scream at me like I'm gonna read it from the writing style. And I don't know. I'll give it a chance, just like How to Love, and then that'll be it. But otherwise, I'm gonna be probably unhauling it. You'll find out in my wrap up if I'm keeping it or not. How about that for December? Then for all of these ones, if I don't, these ones have been pared down for the ones that I love, unless I have read it before. So I think I'm going to go through these little love-inspired books and pull up the ones I haven't read, and I'll put them on a very careful list. I can't remember if I've read The Doctor's Perfect Match. I'll have to look it up on Goodreads. I don't have time right now, but I will see. And if not, it's in the unhaul pile. So that's going to be in a tentative maybe pile. The ones in the back I have read, the ones in front I need to read, and I need to check on this one. So that will go here. I think I'm just gonna get rid of The Heart's Pursuit by Robin Lee Hatcher. I got to chapter 10 in this, or chapter 11, and I don't remember why I didn't put it down. So I'm just gonna get rid of it. I have too many other books that I am actually interested in reading or continuing in. All right, I think that's it for this shelf. I do have now a stack of to read, a stack of to read. So at least there's that, and I will sort my shelves later. But I got a pile now to add to the unhaul list. So this is my middle grade young adult shelf, historical fiction, romance, the kind of catch all, and then right down here is my nonfiction shelf. Yeah, I do have this whole shelf, which is kind of empty, but I don't really have a set plan for it. So let's get into it, I guess. The first, I don't know where place to start. Maybe, I think I'm gonna do it, and I think this might be considered sacrilegious, but I'm gonna, get rid of my Jane Austen box collection. Ooh, that's dusty on top. This, I already own so many editions. Maybe not so many editions, but I own a complete other editions of Jane Austen's works and a complete bind up. So I don't really need this set here, and I have never actually opened this setup. So I'm just gonna unhaul this. Yeah, I think I got it for like 15 bucks, the whole set. So I'm gonna unhaul something that I never actually read from and spent 15 bucks on. Next. That kind of feels good, but also feels bad. All right, let's see. I'm going to get rid of, you know what? Let's do it also. These CDs, since I never listen to audiobook CDs, ever. I have The Casual Vacancy, A Cupboard Full of Life, and I'm gonna keep this one though, because it's a musical of Lemez. And All Day, All Night, and this one is The Emperor's Tomb. So just all audiobooks that I have actually never listened to. I never listened to those kind of audiobooks in my car. All right, I'm gonna pop that up. And there we go. Already got more space. Nice. Let me think. Do I want to keep this one? Oh. I'm not going to keep Magic Tree House. There's no need for that. One moment. I don't know if that's going to stay or not, but we'll go with it. Next up, we'll keep, or not keep, we'll get rid of, I think I want to keep all of the kid books or middle grade books. Actually, I think I'm going to get rid of Love and Luck, as I didn't love this book, but it was good. I'm just not going to reread it, and that's going to be my standard now for what I'm keeping. Then, you know what, this one, I'm going to get rid of Nora Webster by Colm Toblin. I did not love his book, Brooklyn. I love the movie, but not the book, so I'm going to unhaul that. I just have no reason to pick it up. And I keep feeling myself not wanting to read it. So we'll get rid of that one. Let's see. I'm going to get rid of The Clockmaker's Daughter. I have had it for a while now and still have no desire to pick it up, so I'm just going to get rid of that one. I actually had this at my feet, which I will be throwing up, or not throwing, but getting rid of, which is a Smokescreen by Terry Blackstock. No need to keep that. I didn't love that book, and I don't know if I want to read this one or not. It sounds interesting, it's short, but I still have not picked it up, and it's For the King. I need to make a, not these books will self-destruct video, because then I will still not read them, but something similar, I think. Of The Girl with the Pearl Earring. I think it was really great, but I'm not going to reread it, so I'm going to just unhaul that. You know what? I will get rid of Oxygen. As much as I thought about reading it, I don't even know where I got it from. My mom was like, I found this, and it was somewhere, and I don't know what it is, so I'm going to get rid of Oxygen. Have no clue what it's about, aside from the back saying it's about someone who's an anesthesiologist. So I don't know anything else. Is it anyone else's pet peeve when a book doesn't have a description on the back, or when it doesn't have chapters? I'm going to be getting rid of this one then. It's called No Book in the World, and I can't stand it when books don't have chapters, or when they don't have a description on the back that I can't read, or front, you know, sleeve, which that one doesn't. So I'll get rid of that one. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I'm happy leaving the Hunger Game trilogy as is. I know what this one is kind of about, and I'm happy not reading it. So yeah, and that's it for this shelf. So we got rid of pretty much of that, and I'm happy there. Okay, moving on to the nonfiction shelf. All right, so for this one, let's try my best. I'm gonna keep that one, even though that's not belonging on this shelf. That's not the right pile to put it on. Okay, let's see. I'll get rid of The Case for Faith. It was good, have the reused material from the Case for Christ. I'm just gonna get rid of Unbothered by Angela Rumens. I got it more from my sister and then she gave it back. All right, I want to read all of those that I haven't read. I just know I'm never gonna read this one. But maybe I was just getting to the good part. I will try to kind of keep that one and we'll see how that goes. I'll get rid of Soul Surfer. That one was good, but I don't need to keep it. Get rid of this one. I have a lot of rusty books that I would rather not, and that's Bread and Wine. All right, moving on. I'm not sure if I'm actually interested in this one anymore by Brandy Purdy, so I'm gonna just unhaul that. We'll move on from there. Okay, so that shelf is good. And laundry's done again. That was a fast load. It can wait for this shelf. All right. That will be fine. Yes, I'm gonna unhaul this. I've heard it's a very not great biography, to say the least. And I guess that's it for my unhaul, and I will show you all the books that I am getting rid of together. So as I've gone through these, I've actually added some more from my shelves. Apparently, when I took you through them, I actually thought and looked at them and I was like, actually, there's some more that I want to add. So I did add a few more. I will go through the ones that I have talked about. And yeah, I'm not going to go into too much detail though. So I don't know how many I have here. It's not overly many. I did do an unhaul not too long ago and in the summer, and I don't typically do too crazy of an unhaul because, and my unhaul in the summer was crazy. There was tons of books in there. So I do have a pretty pared down TBR right now, but the books I have on my shelves are ones I do really want to read. So some of these are duplicates. I actually did try to get out some duplicates, and then I really tried to think about the ones I own and if I really do want to read them. So let's do this. So I did get out some nonfiction here. So I have Soul Surfer by Bethany Hamilton, Unbothered by Angela Rumens, and A Case for Christ by Lee Strobel. So those three I'm unhauling. I have read these two and I have not read Unbothered, but that's okay. I am not bothered about Unbothered. Then I also have this one nonfiction, which is Bread and Wine. It's a recipe book or something like that. I'm just never going to get to it. So I'm accepting that. Also on a random stack here, I have Oxygen and The Boleyn Wife, which I talked about earlier. Boleyn Wife is by Brandy Purdy, and Oxygen is by Carol Casanella. I have no idea what Oxygen's about at the very least, so I'm not gonna put extra effort in. This monstrosity of a biography is Napoleon Bonaparte by Alan Shome. I've heard very bad reviews of this after I bought it, so I'm not going to try reading it and putting myself through all that. Yes, not gonna do that. I also have gone through, as you saw with my nonfiction, or not my nonfiction, my historical fiction shelf, and my YA and all that stuff. Love and Luck by Jenna Evans Welch, Nora Webster by Clom Tomlin, and The Clockmaker's Daughter by Kate Morton. So those are all going. I also have here on this pile Hour of the Olympics by Mary Pope Osborne, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. Wow, forgot that for a second. And No Book But the World, and that is by Leah Hager Cohen. So gonna get those all from that same shelf. And then I also had from that shelf was Girl with the Pearl Earring and my Jane Austen box set, which still feels weird to get rid of a Jane Austen thing, but I'm embracing the fact that I've never even pulled books out of that box set. So then, as I was looking at my shelf, getting ready to sit down, I thought, you know what? I am actually accepting the fact that I will never read Android Karenina, and I will never read Sense and Sensibility and Sea Monsters. So I'm going to unhaul these and give them to someone who actually would enjoy them. I really love Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, so I'm not getting rid of that one, but I'm not going to keep these two as I have tried to read them and I'm not going to get to them. So yes, and these are by Ben H. Winters along with the original authors. So yeah, I'm also going to unhaul Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. I really enjoyed it, but I'm not going to reread it. So there we go. And then all of the CDs, which I'll get to later because there's more over there. Yeah, so then the pile here is Airways by Sherry Lord. This one's a very outdated Christian fiction, very, very outdated. A short story collection, which is about Sherlock Holmes. The poetry of Robert Burns. And this omnibus of Mary Westmacott's books. So 4 of her novels, I'm getting rid of this because the only one I'm missing from this is Giant's Bread, and I will keep my eyes peeled for it or order a copy. And then I'm gonna get rid of the bind up of Lewis Carroll's complete illustrated works, as I have owned this for a very long time and I actually have never picked it up, so I'm not gonna bother. And if I wanted to, I could find something online or wherever else. I'm also gonna get rid of Robinson Crusoe. As I said before, I don't need a big book when I have just bought a small book. This pile is my Christian fiction section. So I actually found I bought a duplicate of The Negotiator. Not great for my buying skills, by D. Henderson. If you've been here a while and you've watched my hauls or my unhauls, you know that I do this a lot, buy duplicates. This one I purchased intentionally, duplicates, but then I didn't realize I had the other 2 books in the series also. So I have now kept the other 2 because I like them better, but now I have those. I'm also getting rid of this bind up of The Long Road Home and A Gathering of Memories. I don't own The Long Road Home, but I'll keep my eyes peeled for a version of that. I also am getting rid of The Heart's Pursuit. I don't even remember what was going on in this book, but I lost interest, and I remember this being for the Newts, so it must have been like a year and a half ago now, and clearly I didn't care, so why bother? I don't even know where I found this one. This one's just on my shelves. It's called Days of Terror by Barbara Smucker, and I have no idea what it's about, and it's about World War II or something, World War I, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. This one's called Little Miss Matchmaker. I don't know what it's about, but I know I've read it, so I'm just gonna unhaul it. So it clearly wasn't memorable. This one I was gonna give a chance to, and I still might, but from looking just briefly through, it doesn't look like Georgiana is her personality. So I'm kind of wondering about that. We'll see, I'll give it a chance. I'll put it on a maybe pile over here. And then this one I'm gonna get rid of, which is Jane Austen Made Me Do It, and this is a short story collection. So, not my thing. I've tried and I have failed. The Austen Escape is something I've heard bad reviews of, so I'm not going to keep it. And then How to Love, which I said I will give a shot to this December, and I'm going to probably give it a chapter or 2 and see if it hooks me or not. Then these are books I had previously pulled from my shelf, so you didn't see me pull them. And one of them is The Snowman. I bought a bigger copy intentionally because this is a mass market paperback size, and I wanted to get a bigger one since I really enjoyed that book. And then I had read this one in September, The Doctor's Bride by Pat Marr. It was okay, but not really memorable, so I'm not going to keep it. This one has terrible ratings on Goodreads. It's called The Perfect Date, and it's about these people being jerks, essentially. It's a romance by Evelyn Lozenda. I am not going to read it. I got it for $2, so thankfully it's not a lot of money wasted. I'm going to get rid of This Side of Paradise by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I do not love his books, but I love The Great Gatsby, so I'm going to get rid of that one. No point wasting space. And I'm also getting rid of his Texas Bride by Deb Kastner as another one that was not very memorable for a Christian little suspense little romance. All right, making space. got a duplicate of accidentally was The Lion Game by Ruth Ware. I bought a better copy though, so I'll get rid of my old bad copy or worse copy. I'm getting rid of Nemesis by Agatha Christie because I have a bind up collection that has it in there, and I'm gonna keep the bind up because it has 2 other books of hers that I don't own yet. So I'm gonna keep the bind up. So I have 3 books of hers I don't own. I'm gonna get rid of this really kind of beat up one in addition I'm not collecting. Let me actually check though if it has a good year on it. Yeah, it's only 71, so I don't know if I will keep this or not. It says the 3rd printing, so it's not like a 1st edition or anything. So I'll get rid of it, and then it'll be fine. Then, like I said, I'm getting rid of The Haunting at Bonaparte Circus. I was actually gifted one of these books by the author herself, Jamie Jo Wright, so I don't need to keep 2 because I did pre-order one for myself. So I'm just gonna give this one away, and hopefully someone else can discover Jamie Jo Wright and her amazing books. I'm gonna get rid of The Pink Bonnet by Liz Talsma. I enjoyed it, but I'm not gonna reread it. This is a great series based on true crime that happened in the United States. So that one was a great one. This is called The Removes, and this is by Tatiana Soli. It looks like it's about the Civil War, and I'm just not really interested in that time period of history right now. I feel like I've grown out of historical fiction more and more. I mean, I do enjoy them, but I'm not as interested. So they need to have something else for me, and this is just not piquing my interest. So I'm gonna get rid of it. Then I'm gonna get rid of Robin Hood by David Baldwin. Like I said, it was good, but not reread. Then I'm getting rid of this omnibus, as this one has A Pocketful of Rye, and that's the only one I'm missing from this collection, which I have read, but I will need to purchase because I want to reread it. And I want to own all of her books one day. I'm gonna get rid of Vanity Fair, as this is a duplicate, and they are really thick books to have duplicates of. Don't need that space taken up. And then these 2 books, which I'm collecting them all in hardback if I like them, like these specific books. I'm not collecting all of her books just because. So that's The Hypnotist Love Story and The Last Anniversary. So the last ones I'm getting rid of is The Glass Castle, because I'm not going to reread it, but it was very, very good. I really enjoyed it, but I'm not going to reread it, excuse me. And then I have my last couple books here, but these are the audiobooks on CD that I'm getting rid of: All Day and Night and a Night, The Emperor's Tomb, Casual Vacancy, and A Cupboard Full of Life. So those are going. A little precarious here. I'm getting rid of Smokescreen by Terry Blackstock, and I'm actually gonna get rid of one more of hers. I'm gonna get rid of If I Run. This one is another one of her books that I have been kind of keeping, but her later books, more recent books, are a lot more cozy as opposed to suspense, and I don't really like that. I loved her suspense books that were her previous version, so I'm gonna get rid of those too. We'll put them over here so they're not on my keep until my unhaul or until my wrap-up video. And then this one I'm getting rid of, and it's Dragon of the Red Dawn. This is the Magic Trio's book. I don't need to read them physically. I'm enjoying listening to them at the library. Next, I'm also gonna get rid of another Alice in Wonderland and Other Stories collection by Lewis Carroll. I've been thinking about it, and you know what? I just don't need all the Alice in Wonderland collections. They are wonderful, but they're my favorite all-time classics, and I am happy to have the ones I do have. So I'll just keep the ones I do have, and I don't need this. But actually, maybe I will keep this because this is an easy one to read from. So I think I might actually keep this one. So never mind about that. And I'll get rid of everything else. This is a good amount. I'm happy with what I'm unhauling for the second half of the year, considering the summer had a really big unhaul. So this will be it for my unhaul. I guess it wasn't as many as I thought I would do, but at the very same time, it is a good amount, and I am happy with what I have unhauled overall this year. I think this is probably about 150 books I've unhauled this year, considering my summer unhaul as well. So not shabby at all, but I'm happy with it overall. So please let me know down below what you unhaul, or if you seasonally unhaul. I'd love to know, but also what you think of the books I'm unhauling. I personally think that it's gonna be a nice fresh start. Hopefully I have enough space for the books that are on my floor. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But yes, I hope that you will let me know what you think of the books I'm letting go. And I do think that a lot of the books I have read before are really great, and I'm letting them go to a new home that hopefully will love them. So please like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you are new here. And, you know, leave me a comment about these books, and I will see you next time with another video. Bye for now.